Okay.
I already did it for you, so that's okay.
All right. I didn't know that. Is that a thing in movie?
Well, marking is just how you sync the audio with the video.
All right. Okay.
So I know at both claps, when that claps, that's when the audio started.
Oh.
And then that's how I said. So that sound is how I mark the audio.
No, I wouldn't know that, right?
No, that's okay.
Okay, but you're a video guy.
I'm a video guy?
Are you a video guy?
I'm a video guy, and okay, hold on. Let's do the introduction first.
Sure.
So remember, you're looking into the camera.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Keep looking away.
I don't know whether to say "Good evening, sweet world" or "Heidi ho" or
Heidi ho.
Heidi ho. How would you introduce yourself?
Hello, people. How are you doing?
Hello, people. How you doing? You are tuned into the very first episode of the Crouch. Why did I say Crouch?
I don't know why. Jim Crouch? Jim Croce?
Oh gosh, you went there.
I have to go there.
This is the Couch Chronicles. My name is Kareem.
My name is Kurt.
We are from two distinctly different generations.
But
I don't know what the but was. I was going to say we're just here to talk.
there's a but, because I mean you are a Trinidadian, you're a Canadian of Trinidadian background.
And you are
Trinidadian.
a Trinidadian that is probably more Canadian than me at this point.
Because there were G's in the house.
Oh my goodness. You do wear jeans in the house. I don't know why you wear jeans
I
in
think
the house.
that's just so. That is because my wife asked me, why do you wear jeans in the house?
Mm-hmm.
I look at my brother also, and he wears. What does he wear? Jeans in the house also. Nicholas, my son, he wears the same thing with running pants, right?
Normal pants.
Yeah.
Not necessarily running pants, not necessarily joggers, just normal pants. You go out, you wear your jeans. You come home, you change into your home clothes.
But I've never thought about that, Kareem, because I usually wear jeans in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an episode of Seinfeld where George is wearing a pair of sweatpants.
Okay.
What did Jerry say?
I don't
George,
remember.
you have given up.
The only two lines I remember from Seinfeld are no, the Indian man, and
Babu! Babu!
and no soup for you.
No, Seinfeld was the best. What was the best episode?
So hold on, before we get into
Yeah,
it, because
yeah.
we can go on a rant for Seinfeld for days. I do want to say this, because we are two distinctly very, very different generations, and kind of going into Seinfeld, because he automatically touched on it right from the get-go. I come from what would be considered the millennial generation.
Yes, you go.
You come from what would be considered the baby boomer generation.
On the cusp.
My generation complains about your generation, and your generation complains about my generation. Yet, for some reason, my generation feels the need to associate themselves with things that were created during your generation.
Exactly.
So, Seinfeld is a show that came out
My generation.
during
right?
your generational
Yeah.
time. But you walk down the street, you see kids my age rocking Seinfeld t-shirts, and everybody wants to do their Jerry Seinfeld impressions.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it
Why-
that
yeah,
way.
why?
It was a terrible impression.
But I like Seinfeld. I like, of course, Kramer. Ooh, what happened there was a terrible thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and of course, then you trying to why do people try to apologize after you say something that you mean, and then you go on TV and say a bunch of stupid stuff and think would I forgive you? No, this is etched in my mind that you are a racist.
Oh,
if you have to go there, right?
Yeah.
And then you make statements like, "Oh, I was not in my right mind." But you said something that is terrible and affected a whole race of people, and you're caught on camera saying it with a vitriol that was so excessive and aggressive that you meant it, right?
But you bring up a good point as well, which is we do live in the digital age. Everything is now caught on camera. When you look at some of the other comedians from your generation, i.e. the greatest of all time, Dave Chappelle, he has implemented, rules where basically there is no filming, there's no video, no audio, no pictures, nothing, because he's trying to protect himself from stupidity. When I say stupidity, I'm talking about people who will go into, a comedy bar, not take off their PC hat or their SJW. SJW stands for Social Justice Warrior, and PC, they're politically correct hats.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, as it relates to the comedic world, there's a belief that you shouldn't carry the same stiffness into a comedy bar that you carry in your everyday life.
It's like a sanctuary, right?
And one thing that Kramer, because I can't remember his real name,
Michael Richards.
Thank you. Said was that what he was saying was being taken out of context, and
Out of context. How can you take that out of context, Chris?
I don't know. I really don't know.
And that is my point I made, right? People say things, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way." How did you mean it?
That's true.
What we do? How can I interpret this in a different way then? That he made some racist statements, I think racist stuff, with the word that it affects a whole race of people, and I didn't mean it.
That's fair.
How are you going to come back from that?
I have no clue how you can come back from that.
Apparently he never did, right?
No, I don't think he ever did. I don't think I've seen him in another movie since.
I think he was in 2 movies that were terrible, and he tried to get a show on TV that was terrible. And I thought he was funny on the show.
Okay.
Then I realized, this is just... Oh, that's another point. You're acting on a show.
Okay.
Should we like you as an actor on the show? Alright, in your normal life, you're a jackass. Should we not like you on the show then?
But again, that's where we talk about acting. When you talk about actors, it's somebody playing a character or somebody who they are not necessarily in real life. So again, it's do you remember a show called Prison Break?
Yes.
Do you remember, I forget the actor's name, but he played Teabag?
Yeah.
So,
I hated
for those
that guy.
of you who don't know the show and have ever... So, Prison Break is a show about this brother who breaks into prison to break his brother out of prison. Thus, Prison Break.
And he had a map on his back.
Teabag was no, he didn't have a... Well, he had a map.
A tattoo.
Basically, his whole body was tattooed.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting into real depth right now for no apparent reason. But no spoilers.
Okay.
But anyways, there's a character in the show called Teabag, and he plays a villain. And throughout the whole 5 seasons of the show, you never ever like this character because he is a terrible person. He said that after filming Prison Break, it became almost impossible for him to find another role, because people hated his character on the TV show so much that they associated the character that he played on TV as actually being him.
But
for those of you who want a real world, a more present day analogy, it's like Reek from Power.
Yes.
I've
never seen that show.
You've never seen Power?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait till the new season comes out.
Okay.
I love Power. I think we were having a conversation a couple weeks ago about what we thought was the best writing. I think Power is probably one of the best written shows on TV.
I'll have to check it out because I'm looking at The Punisher right now. It's the Punisher. Frank Castle is the Punisher.
No.
But Kareem, come back to your point, right?
Okay.
That same guy, every episode he's in, I can't remember his name, who played T-Bag, he was on Jack Reacher, he was on other shows, and you expect him to be the same person that he was on Prison Break.
Okay.
So you're typecast then, right?
Okay, so I have a question for you. We started with Seinfeld, got into this, and we're talking about this now. But what is the overall theme that we're discussing here?
A generational shift here, right?
Well, no, not just generational shift, but what I like to do, and what the goal of our show here is to kind of put these concept ideas and generational perspectives out into cyberspace, if you will, with the intention of other people being able to chime in and give their opinions.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what do you think would be the question of this micro video?
Why do people of different generations look at shows or TV shows, and basically all the way from different generations, we have the same thinking about how the characters operate?
Do you think we have the same thinking?
I think so.
Because I think we have different thinking.
You think? I think because we have the same feeling of this guy T-Bag. We hated him.
Right.
Maybe other show he's on, he's like the same character. And he's type, and as you just said, he can get he couldn't get a show,
right,
or a character in any movies. But pretty much every show I've seen him in, he's the same thing. And in my mind,
it's because he's been typecasted.
Yeah, exactly. But then the point is, as we talk about Kramer, we see people out there, right? The guy on work, nice guy at work. I'll say he's an idiot. How should we view that person? As an idiot? Totally?
I think that should be the question.
Yeah.
Is when you see, okay, so we're using the example of film and acting.
Yes.
But if you see somebody acting a certain way, let's bring it a little bit more personal. Let's say work. You're at work, you see somebody acting a certain way. Do you judge them based on the way they are at work? Or do you judge them based on how they are in their personal life? So for me, for example, I am the kind of person who, when I'm at work to work. I'm not your friend. I'm not your buddy. I'm not here to help you but not help everybody else. I'm here to do a job and do it to the best of my ability.
Right.
People judge me based on that. They say I'm not a fun person, I'm
Yeah.
not cool, I'm not, I'm a certain way. Is that fair? So that's the question we want to ask
Yeah.
you. Do you think it's fair to judge somebody based on how they are in, let's call it a professional environment, whether it be acting or at work, versus how they are outside of work in their personal?
Yeah, Kareem, let's do that. Because, I mean, on my job, right, I am the opposite of you.
Oh, excuse me.
God bless.
Thank you.
Why do people say that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm the opposite of you. I'm pretty easygoing on the job. I realize that we have to help other people on the job also. And I like to make my way the same way I'm on the job as I'm outside.
Sure.
Easygoing, relaxed. But the work always comes first.
Okay.
So I'm pretty easygoing always, right?
Right.
But when you realize that people who are there just wasting time, a friend of mine told me, and I keep on Big V, Barman, he said, he's a director, manager guy. He said to me that we work like 7 hours a day, right?
Sure.
Out of that 7, if I get 5 hours of work from you, I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that 5 hours, if I get 75 or 80% of your abilities, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
How much people give that of themselves at a job or do that? Nobody works, you cannot work 8 hours a day. It is impossible.
No, it's impossible.
You can't work 6, it's impossible because
Right.
you're not a machine, right?
Right.
Your machines need break.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that you can enjoy yourself at a job, do the best that you can and have a good time, but the work